Ladies and gentlemen, as a tower defense and a live service game, Arknights always try to add new things to keep the game from being dull. Like releasing new events, straight up releasing a brand new game mode, or releasing new characters with their own unique abilities. Speaking of which, Arknights Global can expect at least 4 new class archetypes that will be released in the upcoming content. And in this video, I think it will be a fun idea to show you what these new archetypes can do. Alright, starting with an archetype that should be added to the global first. We have the Alchemist Specialist. The first operator in this archetype is Tin Man, and he is the free operator from the upcoming IS-5. You guys who follow CN server news are definitely familiar with this archetype, because the newest 6-star in Arknights CN is Thorn's Altar, and he got this archetype. This archetype is basically an answer to the question how a supporter will look like in Specialist class. This archetype specializes in debuff and support, and in the damage department, they are a great source for DOT. So far Alchemist operators are considered to be quite amazing. Tin Man is a solid 5-star who can deal good arts DOT, and he has very useful buffs if you bring him on your IS-5 run. While the 6-star Thorn's Altar is overall a great and versatile unit, who has amazing healing skill 1. Strong arts DOT, and can inflict multiple strong debuffs to the enemies. His skills are also known to be quite spammable, thanks to his skills never making him enter SP lockout state. All in all a 6-star that you should consider to get. Moving on, following CN, we should get 2 new operators and a new archetype in the same update. Specifically, in the Lappy Altar event. And they are the newest red voucher operators. The 4-star is Contral, and the 5-star is Philly. First let's see the 4-star. Contral is our first Skyranger specialist, our first airborne operator that is able to block aerial units. And as such, this archetype ability seems to be tailored to counter those flying enemies. Contral will normally stay on the ground and only fly or take off as what it's unofficially called when she's using her skills. And as you might have guessed, when she's in that airborne state, she can no longer block ground enemies. Interestingly, in all of her skills, her range will expand. It's definitely something I hope for other Skyrangers to do. She is also famously known to be able to make Rosmontis attack aerial units, but only with her S3 from what I know. Probably because of its requirements. Overall, Contral is a solid 4-star unit. Her skill 2 and the ability to block aerial units are very good to handle those pesky flying enemies. And I'm curious what HG cooked for the higher rarity Skyranger. The biggest drawbacks I have seen in this archetype so far are rather obvious, and that is their potential is lower when there's no flying unit on the stage, at least for Contral. Also, from the 2 flying bosses I tested, Contral is unable to block them. Probably because they are coded to be unblockable or something. I mean they did appear before her. Next up, let's see Philly, a 5-star who is our first Primal Protector defender. Simply put, Primal Protector is Arts Protector, but specializes in dealing and protection against elemental damage. But it looks like one operator will only specialize in one type of element damage. And in Philly's case, she specializes in necrosis. Like in her talent she will reduce incoming elemental damage, and also gain some SP if she gets attacked by necrosis attack. Her skills also offer you a choice whether to use her as a tank against element damage, or be the one who inflicts it. In skill 1 she will get a protection barrier that will absorb incoming elemental damage. while skill 2 will let her deal necrosis. Considering her abilities, she's quite situational. Without elemental damage, her true potential will not show. Not to mention the second effect of her talent only works on necrosis. But all in all, she's not a bad first example to show what we can expect from this archetype. Element damage can be very troublesome at times, so I definitely will be looking forward to a tank unit who specializes in dealing or countering it. Alright, last operator on the list and the last new archetype we should get is Techno, one of the supporting characters in the second R6 collaboration. And if you're wondering, she did come to Rhodes Island after what happened in the story. But based on what I read on the rough translation of her file and dialogue, it seems she didn't mention anything about Team Rainbow. Anyway, I know better not to talk much about a story that is currently only on CN, so let's talk about her story some other time. Techno should be available alongside Thorn's Altar as the gacha 5-star. And she is our first Shaper caster. Basically a necromancer archetype that has the ability to call a summon in their range whenever an enemy inside their range is defeated. And they can also hit those who are blocked by the summon. Gaining the summon may or may not be easy, since the requirement is to kill an enemy. Stages with frequent trash mobs are definitely going to benefit this archetype. But I hope other Shaper we will see in the future will also allow them to gain a summon through skill activation. Additionally, the summon doesn't use deployment slot, which is very nice. It seems Shaper's first talent is going to dictate how their summon works. And based on Techno's talent, her summon is a melee unit that deals arts damage, is normally pretty weak, and she can only summon up to 5 within her range. So I suppose we can expect other Shaper to have different types of summons. In Techno skills, you are also given two choices, whether to make her summon tankier or to increase their damage potential by making the summon can use ranged attacks and gain attack speed. Overall, Techno is a solid 5-star caster and a good example for this new archetype. And I'm really curious as to what this archetype 6-star can offer. And of course, knowing how this archetype works, it looks like some people in the community have already got the perfect idea of who's going to be that 6-star. Well fellas, tell me what you think about these upcoming archetypes. That should be all. Adios.